We've got the man live. We've got him.
Joining me on the couch today is the great Luke Kimmies. Welcome.
What a privilege this is during a bloody scary time out there, mate.
Gee, I don't even know if we should be sitting here without masks on at least.
Well, look, that is, I guess we should be taking this we are taking this very seriously to start with, just by saying that, we're witnessing a pretty unprecedented, I think is the term we're going to be starting to use time.
Do you know how to spell that?
Look, when I start typing it, it predicts it on my iPad.
Auto text. Brilliant, isn't it?
Which makes it very good.
Yeah.
But, so we're seeing a big change out there, and probably something that a lot of people, well, including myself, we haven't been around for something this big in terms of economy-wise, and it's going to affect a lot of businesses.
The last financial crisis was the GFC, the global financial crisis.
Yep.
Was back in 2008.
2008.
How old would have you been then, mate?
Oh, about 16 maybe.
Yeah, so what, you
yeah.
really didn't give a flying...
No, there wasn't impacting me too much. No, I think I was just starting my career actually. I think I was just getting my grad role, and I remember being a little bit scared.
Right.
Going in conservation mode and accepting a job as an auditor. Which
wow.
Which
yeah, so you really had to sacrifice that labour time.
Because I thought, well, maybe I'm no chance of getting a job, so I took the safe route and did that. So
how did that work out for you?
Look, not the best. I learned a lot, but
anyway, as usual, in a time of crisis, we're known for providing somewhat a little bit of entertainment and a bit of laughter.
Yep, it's time to get practical, mate. It's time to get practical.
Yeah, and I think in these unprecedented times, it's a lot of uncertainty, and I think when uncertainty comes up, people's natural thing is fear.
Yeah. And
a lot of what is consumed in terms of what's in the news, people look at it and just immediately default to, oh gee, my world's about to implode.
Yep, my Kiwi saver's gone down, I'm going to lose my stuff. In New Zealand, like everything's just...
I looked at my Kiwi saver the first time today, out of complete curiosity, and it's down over 10%.
Yeah.
And I laughed.
You've got a very good attitude.
Yeah, because I know it's going to come back up. Incidentally, I wanted to chuck more into the growth fund, but it looks like I'm maxed out. But
he's maxed in the growth fund, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll leave it as it is.
Yeah. But you're right. I think it creates that fear factor, and naturally when we're in fear, right, we're in that fight or fight, and often we will retract and we will look for the scariest thing or outcome. And we want to, we talk about this stuff a lot, right? And we've got a content bank around attacking revenue rather than costs. How important mindset is, how important having a plan is, how important marketing is, how important using the right channels, like all these different things that we discuss with clients. This is a time where people are going to need genuine help in their business. Understand, can I defer tax? How do I keep money in my business? What's the cheapest way to finance capital expenses? Things like that people have taken for granted for so long, they're now going to be forced to have to address some of these things, aren't they?
Wow, you are an absolute fountain of knowledge this afternoon. I might as well just get up and go out.
No, mate, we need
that. That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm fired up. Yeah, look, I love helping people. And that is the foundation of what we do. And we bang on about this stuff so much, but I think now it's...
And this is the true test to see who's ready and who's not.
Who's ready, who's not.
Who's been listening out there?
Who's been listening? Put your hand up if you've been listening.
Yeah.
We hope you have. And that's where we would say, prepare yourself from top down. So if you look at that from a financial standpoint, so from your revenue down, that's a great way to do it, but also you as a human. So from your mind down.
Yep.
Be very careful who you're listening to, who you're taking advice from, what articles you keep rereading.
Yep. So much of that stuff can be a distraction.
Yeah.
And lead you back to that negative type or below the line mindset.
Yeah.
When really, if you can flip it the other way and go, what's the opportunity on this?
Yeah.
I think if you're in business, firstly, let's acknowledge that this is going on, but at the same time, it can prove to be a distraction away from actually going, gee, what are we good at?
Yeah, nice.
And incidentally, we've got one client that's been significantly impacted by the coronavirus, and we've been in discussions with them, and they were actually talking about having a bit of a shutdown or quiet period while this is going on, and I said to them, that's probably the worst thing that you could do, because you're going to lose your audience, the eyeballs.
Yeah.
So when everything comes back online again, you've got to go out and find those people, and they're fortunate enough in their business that they have a number of different product lines, and one's more severely impacted than others, so it's really flipping it over and putting the attention on another product line to keep the ship sailing.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
In a time when it's a little bit rocky out there.
Yeah, because business is a hard game, and it also requires a lot of momentum. So if you've been building a sustainable business, I'm going to say it, don't shit the bed just because other people are telling you to. You don't know what their financial position is. You don't know what their marketplace looks like, and you don't know what their mindset is.
There'll be no toilet paper at the supermarket to clean that shit up.
There we go. So my advice while we're going down that would be to stay present, stay visible, stay focused, work to your plan, get smarter about how you're attacking your 20s, your 80s. So focus on those things that are going to have the biggest effect for your business in this time. Don't get dragged into the energy drainers and the time sucks.
Real opportunity to actually put into practice some mindfulness.
Yeah.
And recognize when you're going to be triggered. And when your behaviours are going to fall into that below the line mindset, and actually pause, take stock, and then what you practically need to do, because everybody's different.
Yeah.
What you need to do to be able to go, right, how can I correct this and move to the other side of the fence and carry on?
What about, something we've done for a long time now is work from home, and it's basically second nature to us. So it might not be working from home, but it's just working in an unfamiliar environment. Do you have any tips for the people out there around how they can set up to work from a non-working environment and stay effective?
Yes, a bloody good question, Luke. And I think for so many Kiwi employees out there that have now got the opportunity to be working from home, it's not all that it's cracked up to be, I don't think. You've got to have a huge amount of self-discipline, and you've got to have a real structured routine.
Yeah.
And I think this is a real opportunity to prove yourself as an employee, that you get up when you're at home and you carry on working like you would do at work, potentially even harder, to prove that you're a worthwhile asset to the company that you work for.
Yeah.
And you're worth holding on to, rather than being somebody that could potentially be up for a job loss.
Yeah, and that is probably the scary nature of what's happening for a lot of big corporates out there. So it is going to be interesting to watch that unfold. And I think you touch on discipline, so important, and structure.
Yeah.
And having a way that you can actually sit down and work and not be distracted and pulled away by the kids or the latest stuff notification or whatever. You have to make sure that you're using your time effectively, because it will be unfamiliar for you. So I think structure.
Find a comfortable space.
Yeah.
And if you really don't think you can have the environment around you that's going to give you the good work habits that you ordinarily would have, there's plenty of other places that you could go to. I mean, if you don't have to self-isolate, go to a library.
Yeah.
Libraries are great working environments. They've got desks, free Wi-Fi. Everyone's got to sign up to VPNs and all that stuff. That all works at the library. You're good to go.
Oh, good stuff. And then I think one little tactic that people could use is just to ask their clients, like very, very simply, or customers, what are you most worried about? And pull out that common theme. If you can solve a problem for somebody, you know that you're always going to build trust and help them and help keep them close. So you might not be able to monetize that straight away, but there will be something that is driving fear that is very common amongst your customers or clients. So knowing that and being able to front foot solve that could be a very smart way to play the game of business during a time like this. Give them a bit of certainty back into the uncertainty. Yeah.
Creating certainty in uncertain times.
There's always opportunities in a market like this, right?
There is, yeah, and I think it's just about having the headspace to be able to sit down and spend the time and go, how can I attack this?
Yeah.
Rather than falling again back into that old doom and gloom mindset and going, well, revenue, what are my opportunities? What's my audience? Who are my customers? How can I get more of them? And at the same time, understand your working capital cycle. You want to be keeping the cash or getting the cash into your business faster, or converting your inventory into cash faster. all of that kind of stuff. So it's a real good chance that if you've been putting it off for ages and ages and ages, now's the time to be looking at it.
Yeah. Would you be, at a time like this, is a tough one for Dr. Phil, would you be spending more time looking at what your competitors are doing, getting dragged into that, or would you be going back towards, like, hopefully at the stage of business you've already got a strategy and you've got a plan, and you just be doubling down on what you already know works well?
Yeah, the latter.
Yeah, nice.
Yes. You wouldn't be worrying about what the competitors are doing,
No.
because that's a distraction.
And we've seen it already, I think, where some of the big corporates are sending out similar messaging, going, all right, we're going to blast 10,000 customers with the same message about how they're doing stuff so well internally. People are like, I don't care.
No.
I don't care that you're cleaning your front window screen before I come in or whatever. It's like, well, shouldn't you be anyway?
Yeah.
And I think they're just copying. There's like a domino effect of like, well, that business did that, so we better do this. And I think that's what's driving a lot of the change landscape in business at the moment, is someone's doing something and then the other law firm has to do the same thing, the other accounting firm has to, or the cafe down the road did it. So I just be careful about whether that is a must for you, rather than getting dragged into the I better mirror somebody else's behaviour.
Yep.
Yeah.
But as always in a time like this, anytime, it's full of opportunity.
Yep.
Go out there and seize it.
Seize it and have some thinking time. Like I've been doing it, we both have been talking about it, where we're just sitting down and thinking, okay, what could happen? We're both very strategic people. That's how we play business and how we help a lot of business owners, is that we look at things from a different angle, often down the road a lot further, and can sort of cut through things. And we're already planning what could happen the year after, or what could happen in different industries, or if this happens over there. So have some thinking time of your own, and that might be around creativity or just the things that you're good at, and figure out how you can use those to help build your business up when everyone's going to be doing the opposite, battening down the hatches, freaking out. So I think we've got we did a video on going into a recession, I think 6 months ago.
We did.
Yeah,
and you've just boosted that on Facebook, didn't you?
I saw what was going to happen over the weekend and potentially this week, and thought, let's get that back out there and see that might help one person prep. So yeah, and I think, we said last on the Facebook post, don't be scared to put your hand up and ask for help. And we're always here to help our clients. We're here to help non-clients as well. But it might not be us that you reach out to, but just make sure that if you are struggling and you need information, then get your hand up and say, hey, how does this work? Because it's not going to be easy.
Yeah. I think it just, if you're in business, an opportunity to take advantage of is debt continues to get
cheap.
Ridiculously cheap. Yeah. It is unbelievable how cheap debt is. And if you've got a reasonably strong balance sheet and your business is in a good position, not every business is going to be the same. You could start and go out on an acquisition hunt.
Yeah.
Get a bigger market share by buying up distressed businesses.
Yeah, yep. There's someone's going to benefit out of this on the other side of every win is a loss, of course. So, yeah, cheap debt. If you've got a good business model that can fund that, carry that, then banks are going to start to be looking for people to take on debt so that they can get some of their own funding out there and keep things moving.
Absolutely. Yep.
Right. Any practical tips you think we've missed, or things that overarching are going to help people?
Stay positive.
Great.
Keep calm and carry on.
Yeah. Be rational when everybody else is being irrational.
That's the other word that we've missed. Rational.
Yeah, be rational. Because to finish, I don't know who's saying it is, but it is a ripper that tough times don't last. Tough people do.
Oh, wow, there it is.
That's what we need to be teaching the kids.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Phil on the couch.
It's been a pleasure to be back, Luke.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
No, it's been fantastic. And stay tuned, people. Dr. Phil will be back come September for series 3 or 4?
Maybe 4, I think.
4, series 4.
Yeah, we'll get the big fella back for a few episodes.
Already looking forward to it.
Righto, thank you, mate. Hopefully the people learnt something out there. We'll just check quickly if there's any questions. Doesn't look like it, but anything anyone needs a hand with, then you know how to get in touch with us.